December 26, 2022, and I can promise you I don't sweat even close to what I did before. I had autonomic testing done a couple months ago from IU Health Indianapolis. And 2 out of 3 tests of that type came back perfectly fine, but one of them came back as they couldn't have a conclusion to it. They didn't know. And one of the test results said, well, maybe it was cold in a room. And actually for that type of test, it really wasn't cold in a room, surprisingly for a hospital. But I noticed I had just lost a little bit of sweating at that time. Nothing major though, nothing that would make me think twice about it. But fast forward, I think 2 or 3 months later, this into December, into the year, I barely sweat. I can still feel heat from my core, if I wear enough layers. For instance, I wore a couple layers and, I went out for the snow blower or snow thrower, as it's called, shoveling snow and just outside. And normally with all that heat, built up inside your body, not really escaping, you'd be sweating like crazy. And I wasn't sweating at all. I mean, my mid part was warm, but not sweat. I mean, I'd be dripping with sweat, out there. Even went to the gym last week, and I was sweating up here a little bit, quite surprising, but the rest of my body wasn't sweating at all. It wasn't dripping wet or nothing. And I drink a lot of caffeine. I drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, and I should be, with pop too from time to time, I should be sweating, like a pig, figuratively. And I really don't sweat. I've been outside, going outside with, layers on, and for the winter time was like 40, 50 below, the wind chills. I mean, I would normally be sweating, like crazy sweating, and nothing, with all honesty, I think I'm sweating 10% of what I used to. And that's with me drinking an awful lot amount of caffeine and, coffee, especially to keep my mind stimulated, as the doctors say to do. Caffeine is good for me, especially coffee. But, that's one of those symptoms, which I'll post on here as far as the autonomic testing, sweating plays into that. So, I've had it off and on since a few months ago of having lesser and lesser of sweating. And that's how the symptoms are for me. Nothing was really symptom came in and 100%, that's it. Nothing was really like that except for walking. Walking was all at once, and and my hands were like that all at once. These other symptoms are kind of hit and miss. They gradually get worse and worse and worse, and they get gradually stay. The effects of them I can see for days and days. A few days on, a few days off, and then it's days at a time, weeks at a time. And now sweating feels like it's taken a hold where I've lost almost all my sweating. So, which, might be why I have gained a little bit of weight, but we'll point out for the holidays, eating food and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, I just jerked on with the camera. I don't know if you guys caught that. There's a spasm. I might actually rewind on the video to show you, but those are the eating food and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, since yesterday, it's crept back up. This morning specifically. I had those whole body spasms where my body was just jerked completely one way, and it was just weird things. Went and saw the movie Avatar. That was interesting. Trying not to keep the body from jerking left and right, but keep it on point here. I can finally say at the end of the year, I've lost almost all my sweating ability. So I'm going to go test it some more this week. I'm off for the whole week for work, and I'm going to go see how much I can sweat or don't sweat. But, normally I'm just pouring, dripping sweat, and I have next to nothing. So just a single update. I do have a couple more videos I want to get out this week, very short ones. I don't want to make them really 40-minute long or hour long. But, a few topics that, my wife said something, and a couple of viewers had a couple questions. So I'm going to get some out. Again, if you enjoy what I do, or, you enjoy the video blogging of my life's journey with MSA, multiple system atrophy, I thank you, and any like you do and subscribe is helpful. It's not necessarily about me, but it's about everybody else too. So just trying to leave a little pathway of my progress, my journey. Others can look at and compare, contrast what they have, what they don't have. Whether it's helpful or hopeful. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.